Good morning, Brainless. Hello. Thanks for being first. I think, uh, if I recall from last time, we had a shift between daylight savings time, and no, you guys where you are don't have that, so this is an hour later. So, hence why it's later, if it's later than usual. But I get some extra sleep, so there's that. Anyway, yeah, 1 p.m. there. It is 8:14 a.m. here, which means I'm actually early. Because normally this will start at 8:30. We'll see how things shake out. We're less than a month away from the start of my vacation, and I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll be able to do at least one stream every day. I haven't locked down exactly how that's going to work because I want to do coding streams and gaming streams. So maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see about how that is actually going to work. So TBD. You were playing Power World last night until 7 a.m. So sleepy. Sure. Last night until 7 a.m. Right. I went to sleep at like 10:30 p.m. gotta get that sleep. Anyway, and I also have to. We have Discord sounds. 1 second. What's going on in Discord? Anything important? No. Can I mute? Let me just mute desktop audio. Let's see if that stops that from happening. Okay, anyway, shall we get on with the show? We're going to work on Nom Zom Defense, which is looking a little bit better. Just to ignore the things I have going on. Here we are in Godot. I still have not updated to 4.5. It is available in the NextOS packages, but I would have to switch the package. So we're just on the default Godot package, which is still on 4.4. So at some point, I'll upgrade. So here it is, Nom Zom Defense. Click, aim, survive. And today, I think we're going to do more content-related things. Specifically, we're going to work on a new level and probably do some stuff. Let me even go ahead and just start Blender. Get Blender going. We're gonna, there it is. We're going to do some art. Also, here is the... I made a dark... solarized dark theme for Blender, as I mentioned in the Discord, which actually was not too bad because I just cheated. I had AI do it, so I grabbed like the default one and I was like, change this to use the solarized dark color scheme, and it took a couple of iterations, but we got there. And I don't hate it. There's some stuff that we could probably adjust still that's left over, and I bet if we dug into things, there would be misses, but it's fine. Right, so I will share briefly, because you see in the backlog in progress, custom font, I have been looking at actually, let's see, where is Inkscape? Why is Inkscape not in the list of things? Graphics. Showing favorites on streaming. Showing favorites. Sorry, I'm doing this on my other screen. Showing favorites on art and on streaming. Showing favorites on art and streaming. Okay, so then there we go, Inkscape. And of course, there we go. So I could give that a better name, but whatever. We're getting all the things running. So I have this kind of sample graphic, and I was like, I really like this font. So AI generated. Also, the speaker doesn't need to be on. AI generated kind of graphics thing we got from ChatGPT a while ago now. And so I was like, how do I actually make a font? So because one of the other practice games, maybe it was the first one, I got a font, I got an image with all the letters and numbers, right? And what we ended up doing is using a built-in technique, Godot, to slice that up and make I guess you call it like a raster font, right? So bitmap, you know. But I dug into this a little bit, and so basically what I've been doing is I have been tracing out these characters, and then what I will be doing is that actually from this graphic we have a bunch of characters, but there are more. Here are the ones that aren't in there. So I'll be trying to trace these out, but make them match the style. But yeah, so you can see the ones that have the little locks are the ones that I've done so far. And so there's a thing in Inkscape that just lets you, extension, typography, convert glyph layers to SVG font. And so that updates this file to like do a thing. And then there's a separate program that I also have called Font Forge, which can load that SVG file and actually make like a TTF or WAF proper font file, which is a thing that I had not figured out before. And so we are going to actually be able to make a proper font to then drop into the game for things. So that's super boring though. Like one, I mean, even with my not so fancy drawing tablet, it's pretty boring and tedious. Maybe that's just a skill issue, honestly. But I will continue practicing on that. But for today, I think we're going to work on level 2, or I renamed the word level in all of the source code in the project to actually be scenarios. So there's scenarios now, not levels, because I felt that name of level was overloaded, because we also have like the player level as they get XP in the game, kind of overloaded that, right? So I was like, okay, the different worlds that you can play, the setups will be scenarios, and then you level up. And maybe I'll think about a different word for what happens to the player over time as they gain experience. I don't know. So we have kind of a sketch out of what is entailed here, and I think kind of focusing on the what it should look like, right? So the idea here is that this is a we have a couple survivors huddled around a campfire. It's dark or dark-ish. Zombies are coming from what? From the world. They're converging on this campfire because these people don't know that it's a zombie apocalypse, and you need to have proper defenses and not just be gathered around the campfire. But that's fine, because the whole theme of this game is that the survivors can't defend themselves. So we have to build defenses for them. So we'll probably use our tree model. We'll need to make a campfire model. We'll need to add like particle effects for the campfire, and some kind of lighting effects too, I think. And we'll need rocks and trees for the perimeter of the the world. And for now, we're just going to use our 2 zombie types. Maybe. We do have another task here to create more enemy types. And so we'll want to start using those in level 2. I did some pre-work last night thinking about how all the environment stuff is supposed to work, and maybe I've been successful in that. We'll see. We probably will hunt down some ambient sounds for the environments from this place, Open Game Art, to add in. We will need to refine how we detect a win, right? So I don't know that we've actually tested what happens, at least recently, if we have one survivor and they die. I think we had at one point, haven't say like game over or whatever. But we need to we're gonna have multiple survivors. At least one needs to survive. I think it could be interesting to have varying win conditions as well. Like at least 2 must survive. Those sorts of things. And then there's a bunch of notes about things we need to do and ideas and suggestions. Anyway. So where do we start? Well, I think we can start with making a new scenario. So how does this work? Like if we look at main, oh yeah, this reminds me of something. What if we delete this? Cool. Clear the navigation mesh as well. And if we run the game now, so a bug that I fixed yesterday. All right, we don't hear the game sounds right now. That's fine, because that means we also don't hear the Discord sounds. But a bug that I fixed, also new theme, new color scheme. I think it's better than the kind of the tannish color that we had before. But yeah, so the issue was we have this level select. We've had this level select for a week or 2 now. Interesting. So if I go back to load game. Well, this is broken. This is a bug. Rectangular region. Cool. I do like finding bugs. Let's see. Let's add item. Bug. If no save and save slots, save slot 1 shows weird things. It's a great bug report. Not really, but there's a screenshot. You know what? I want a new view. Let's duplicate this view, and we're gonna rename this to be bugs. Can we change? There we go. And we just want, if the label says bug, perfect. Save that. And then what I want to make sure to do is the thing that I just added. I'm gonna put the buckle label on it. Excuse me. There we go. Now now the bugs won't get swamped in the overall backlog. Okay, close that. There we go. Too many things. So what was I saying? So there was a thing before. Let's just start game. Does this work? Yay, it works. Sort of. Okay. Yeah. So that delays because it has to recalculate the nav mesh. Probably. What do the logs say? Yeah. Oh, right, because yes. So one thing that we should do, and sorry, I think I was gonna say an explanation, and then I lost the train of thought. I think it was nope, lost it. Don't know what it was. Whatever it was, I'm sure it wasn't important. So one thing we do need to do in the scenario is when the scenario loads, right? So this is our base class for all of our, what used to be called levels. So what we want to do is when we load the level, force recalculation of navigation meshes at start. Oh, I definitely don't want to do that. Do we have... How does apply environment? So this is a new thing as of last night. Oh, interesting. So we've hard-coded that path. Main world environments. Is that accurate? Yes. Wait. Doesn't... Navigation region 3D. Okay. So we could probably just do navigation region 3D. I don't think that's correct. Also, like, we have a function for this. Maybe actually this logic shouldn't live here. Like, somewhere in here we are loading the scenario, right? Is that a thing that's happening in main? Yeah, right here, load scenario. Also, let me make it bigger. And move this sidebar and hide it, and hide all the things we don't need right now. So in load scenario, we are we have some things. We have some error checks. We see if we have any children that are already scenarios, and we remove them and free them. And then we load the scene. And then we say current scenario is the scenario scene instantiated. We add it. We fix rotation. We if current scenario has method set and current scenario get, this seems kind of weird. So first of all, I don't think we need that check at all. And then let's rebake the navigation mesh. So this is basically the leftover of the issue that I was trying to describe and lost my train of thought, which was that basically we had the ability to select other levels for a little while now, where you could go to level select and choose a different one once you've unlocked by completing the first one. But that was essentially broken because when you start game, it would just load the main scene, which is not this scene, but the main scene. And the main scene had level 1 as a node in it already. So we weren't actually doing the thing where if we wanted to load other levels, we would load the scenario in, right? It was already baked in and it just, did the thing. So now, yeah, and then the zombies can immediately path because we immediately rebaked the navigation mesh. What was happening the last time I ran this was that we have a timer so that every number of seconds it rebakes the navigation mesh, which seems to help kind of rejostle things. So the other thing that I noticed that was interesting, though, is that, look, I'm getting achievements, but this is not the first time I played the game. What happened to my saves? Why did my saves go away? And I think this has happened a number of times, but I'm not exactly sure why. So I think what I want to do is, so in save manager, ensure save directory. Okay, if it doesn't exist, make it sure. Okay, do we call validate save data? And we do log. Maybe? Load data, system data, and manage systems. Get save key. I wonder. Oh, hold on, I wanted to click that. Save key. Level progression. And this hasn't been changed. Okay. Can we... Yeah. Okay. It's a mock. This hasn't changed in a week. This hasn't changed in a week. Just thinking about why we might have lost information. No, it's not that. Initialize default slot. Load existing save available or creates new game. Call this when starting the game to ensure slot is always loaded. Presumably this is like 1. Yeah, okay. So this wouldn't wipe out our second slot, and that's what happened. Like, all of our save slots got wiped out since yesterday. It's not good. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to spend a bunch of time, I think this is something that the next time it happens, hopefully I'll notice it right when it happens before I end the game, and then I can look at the logs. But I will create a bug. Saves getting reset for no apparent reason. Cool. Can we do issue templates? Let's create an issue. create bug feature request other issue templates. And this is something fun because what I'll do is I will just assign this to Copilot. Ooh, now there's a new drop down here for custom agents. Cool. Haven't played around with agent customization stuff, but that could be something Copilot can work on while we're continuing to work on other things. Finally, okay, so what we want to do is we want to create a new scene, and we're going to use other node because we're going to use scenario. There we go. And this is going to be scenario 2. And where are we saving these? Is this in stages, scenarios? Yeah. Perfect. So that's how you start making a level. Now, I think the other thing right now is that in somewhere, maybe scenario manager, we have something that keeps track, yeah, of the levels. So the question is, do we want to keep on doing this like this? Like maybe we should, like, it's ideal if there's one place where we're doing a thing rather than 2 or 3 or n. Is there a way that we can pull this data like from the scene? Right, so looking at the scenario, we could add things here for the name and description and thumbnail. I saw it when I walked, boy. So I think, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to defer that because I want to actually make some content today. So scan scenario scenes for the list of scenarios rather than hard coding the dictionary of scenarios in the scenario manager. Okay. And that too is something that I could have assigned to Copilot. In fact, I'm going to do that because it will maybe there'll be merge issues, but I'll do it anyway. See what it makes of that. Okay, so anyway, so for now though, I mean, we already have a scenario 2, Campfire Survivors, scenario 2 TSCN, and a description, so that's fine. We knew what we wanted to do next. So we have this file, and enemy spawner. What does this look like in scenario 1? Oh. Why? Okay, sure. So we add a child node. We add a spawner. And we said we wanted to have like maybe 3 areas. So we'll have that array be a size 3. We'll assign the enemy spawner. Survivor count is going to be, what did we say? How many survivors are we dealing with in this? We didn't say how many. Maybe 3 is fine. Feels right. And then scenario environments is a new thing that allows us to add a resource. And so we have a nighttime campfire environment. Okay. So what else do we need to add to this scenario? We do need to add waves. Can we do? Yes, we can duplicate. Okay. We're gonna add a ground at some point. I think for now, I will add a mesh instance 3D. Call it ground. And we are going to add a just add a box mesh. What's our scale here? I guess instead of scaling this, the other way I could go about doing this is to click on the mesh, and we can just change the size here, right? So this can be, so this is essentially going to be a placeholder for our playable area of the world. So the zombies will spawn in this area, the survivors will be in this area, all of our terrain features and stuff will be in this area, and this will be eventually replaced with a mesh that will have a little bit of variation with the terrain. So this could be something that's like maybe 100 by 100. Nope. By 0.1 by 100. There we go. Ooh, so bright. Surface material override. Is that what I want? Just add a standard material and go to albedo, and we can make it some kind of green that's not too unpleasant to look at. Maybe something like this for now. And then let's see if we click X and zoom in. Let's see, so that's negative 0.1. Just thinking about the position here. If the mesh is 0.1 meter tall, then this needs to be minus 0.5 so that the top of the mesh is at the Y0. Does that matter? Maybe not. It might make things easier on us. Great. So we have a little area. What else do we need? Ground body and collision shape 3D. I'm just gonna copy. So what is this? This is our static body 3D and collision shape. So this. I'm gonna delete the collision shape, and then if we go to the mesh. Oh, interesting. Create collision shape. Static body child. Try mesh. I'll just move that there. Okay, I'm going to do that. So we have a static body 3D to represent the ground, so the stuff doesn't go through it. It collides with the ground. And we have the collision shape 3D that gives the actual shape, which is just, you know, this very simple box. And then we have, some other meshes in here. And some scrap collectibles in here. And we have a directional light that we will eventually need to add some lights to our level. And then we have a target. So we copy the target node. Survivor 1. Control D, Control D. Oh, nice. And it does the thing where it changes the number. And so what we'll do, we do need a campfire, and we'll need to, like, we have, I think, one other texture that we can use for the survivors. So we'll be doing something about that at some point. But right now, we'll have 3 clones. Kind of like hanging out here. And we grab all 3, and we can lower them to be on the ground. They are slightly floating. Let's fix that. So what does the transform look like on these guys? So if this is 0, oh, I see. Their origin must be interesting. Okay. Let's see how that works. So, can we just play the level? I might want to tweak the spawners. I guess they're not set to spawn anything. Like, they don't have any enemy types or counts for the waves. So this might work if we load the game and, like, do level select and then play. Something doesn't seem right. Why can't I see them? Maybe they've fallen through the world because, I know what. So when we look at ground body, it's on layer 1 and 5. Scenario over here, static body 3D also needs to be on layers 1 and 5. So they did probably just fall through the world. Okay, it wasn't that. Okay, well, let's try moving them up slightly. Maybe we'll set their transform back to 0. Maybe we missed something on the target set. Oh, we definitely missed something on the target setup, but I don't see them. So one thing we're supposed to do is, oh no, just survivor count here. We don't need to reference them. And these nodes are in the targets group. And there aren't any properties that we set here. There's nothing really to set up on the survivors at present. What am I missing? So ground body, disable mode, remove collision layer 1 and 5. None of this stuff matters. Ground shouldn't matter. Maybe let's add a light. Could that be it? Can we just not see them? Yeah, we couldn't see them because there wasn't enough light. Yeah, so no zombies yet, but we have made a second level. And all the normal things work. We can time accelerate. Yeah, we won. All right, so if we go load game, yeah, that's another thing that's wrong, is that load game should be more like select save slot, where we are not necessarily where we are not necessarily continuing the last scenario that was played as part of it. Let me what do we call that? We go back. Load game. Load game button on main menu should let us pick save slot or not automatically restart the last scenario. Start game should only go directly to scenario 1 if no other scenarios unlocked. Otherwise, it should show scenario UI, select UI. It's a very long title, I know. The level select button should go away. Remove level select button. Yeah, too long. So a title would be change start load select main menu UI. There we go. So anyway, so yeah, we can, and now we've unlocked the third scenario. That doesn't exist yet, but sure. Excuse me. So I guess we could add zombies. We could do that. We could add... Oh yeah, interesting. So if you in the game at 4x speed, when you start another scenario, it continues at 4x speed. Might not be the best thing, but we can tweak it. So what next? What next? Maybe we make the campfire. Yeah, I think I like that idea of let's go here really quick. To-dos. Sure. Make campfire model. Sure. Create campfire scene. So I think that what I will do is I won't do that. I will add model. Particles for fire to scenario to scene, and then add zombies, waves, and then what else? Add, yeah, we can do that. In fact, I want to do that first. Yeah, we can do that. What else? So add sound effects for campfire, you know, just very like ambiance, add the zombies. Tweak lighting is probably a thing we want to do. Oh yeah, when we are adding, we also need add areas for zombies to spawn from. Add additional texture for survivors. What else? I mean, a bunch of things, right? There's a bunch of bigger and smaller things that we'll need to do. I'm just trying to like get a number of them out so that I can figure out which ones I want to do in which order, and so that when we do one or two things, it's like I'm not spending like 5 minutes trying to think of what to do next. Add trees and rocks to the scene. Sure. What else? What else is there to do? I don't know. I think that's probably enough for now. So, to Blender. Yep. So what does a campfire look like? I don't know. We can make some logs and then something. It could be really simple. Hold on. Let's do this. So images.google.com. Cartoon campfire. So something between this and this. I wasn't even thinking about rocks, but or that looks too fancy. Something like this could be good. Yeah. So we have some different sized rocks. We have some pieces of wood that have been Maybe chop that a little bit, like split. Maybe not. Some different pieces of wood, and then I don't know what this. We can just use some smaller rocks there on the base. I don't know what that's actually supposed to represent, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so how do we do things? Let's hide the setup stuff. And can we have a log? I know, let me add a cube. Wouldn't in doubt add a cube. I hit rotate instead of scale. Let's go this way. What kind of scale are we operating at here? 10 centimeters. So how isn't there isn't there a thing that lets you measure between 2 points, or am I thinking of a different tool? A different program. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's this right here. So that's 2 meters. All right, great. So let's target half a meter. It should be narrower than this as well. And of course I'm doing this, but this is also needs to scale in the Y direction. And this is like, well, what is this supposed to be? It doesn't look like a stick at all. Well, we'll add a modifier. We will add a subdivision surface. Beautiful. And then tab into edit mode. I'll add some loop cuts. There we go. It's a stick. And in fact, we can add another loop cut here and here. And we can grab that and scale. It didn't grab everything. B. Okay, so we need. So X-ray lets us see through objects. Was there a thing that lets us select through without having that X-ray turned on? Nope. Options. Nope. Viewport overlays. Grid. It doesn't take effect if we're in this angle anyway. Viewport gizmos, selectability and visibility. Ooh. Oh, look at that. That's neat. If we want to see stats on things, I guess things we have selected. We can see the links of all the edges that we have selected. This is neat. What is it? In to bring up this menu. View. No. Edit. Item. Tool. These are different modes. Okay, so I guess I'll just do this the way that I know that works, which is to turn on X-ray, and then that means we can box select through the object. That means we can kind of scale things this way, and somehow an hour has elapsed, and so we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, more modeling. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. I'll be right back.